Hey everybody, Chris Bond 21 here. Welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. On the last episode, we finished off the Hunchback world with Riku, and we kind of delved into a few of the little cutscenes that we didn't quite get with Sora's visit, because again, like I mentioned in the last episode, we're not really getting the full experience. It's sort of like, it's kind of like watching a movie with two of your friends, and you kind of fall asleep on the last half and then ask your friend what happened. That's kind of what this is. And we finished off the world, which nothing really too interesting happened until the very last minute when Ansem and the mysterious white-haired guy that we've been seeing all game, who's been bothering us, showed up. But how exactly is Ansem around? I don't really know, because again, we're in the world of sleep, so it may not be reality. This may not all be a fantasy dream or a fever dream or who knows what. But we might get the answers by the end of the game, maybe. But the final thing we saw, which was not in the world of sleep, was something very much rooted in reality, was that the original organization members have woken up as people again. So that means, well, I guess Braig was there too, but we didn't see him or Xehanort because I guess they're gone. But we managed to see Zaldin, or Dylan, I guess, Alexius, or Lexius, Enzo, Zexion, Vexen, Evan, and finally Axel Lee all wake up. However, Isa was missing, and so was Braig, and they're the original 8 members of the group that were the guys that were killed off in the beginning of, well, I guess the whole series when you think about it, from the apprentices that overthrew Ansem, the original Ansem, not Ansem, the heartless guy. I know I keep calling Xehanort's heartless Ansem, but really, I mean, what can we call him? We can't really call him like Bob. I mean, that's not exactly a name that rolls or fits into this universe. So yeah, I know a lot of the characters still refer to him as Ansem, but he really isn't Ansem. He's just Xehanort's heartless who decided, I want to be called something. So yeah, there we go. So on today's episode, we are back as Sora, and we are going to enter the grid based on 2010, I want to say, Tron Legacy? Maybe? I'm not entirely sure. It might be 2010. It's been a while since that movie came out. I watched it once. I'll talk more about it when we get inside there. But we've already done a world based on Tron. We did Space Paranoids. But that's based on Tron from the 80s. This is based on Tron Legacy from the 2000s. So this one isn't really the same exact world. Basically what this is, I guess you could say this is the original world. Because if you remember, Tron said that Ansem made a copy of a world and made it that database thing. So this is the original world. This is the world that is out there in space, the grid. And Space Paranoids was just the computer program we went to in Kingdom Hearts 2. So without any further ado, let us drop, because this is going to take probably a few seconds. I don't think there should be any cutscenes. Yeah, we just get right into it. Also, we're going to get a costume change when we land. If you remember from Space Paranoid, Sora got his nice little Tron outfit. I don't know if it's the same exact thing. I'll notice it when I see it. So here we got this Calamare guy. Yeah, Sora gets a little boss fight this time. This one's not so bad. You have to just dodge his moves. And I think we can then hit the rocks back at him. I always forget how these work. I hate the diving, and actually we only got to do it like once. So it's not the end of the world. Yeah, all we have to do is hold out his moves, and then we just wail on into him. Because really, this isn't really skill. This is just dumb luck. It's just me moving out of the way in the right time, and then waiting for him to do his little moves. And the only reason why I'm slightly having more fun with it this time is because I'm using, I'm on the lower difficulty setting, so this shouldn't be a huge problem. He's gonna do that move again. So I can use aerial. So that's when you would use the break. You use the break to get away from that move, but I don't really understand when else you would use it. So yeah, you get like 2 or 3 hits on him, and then he's gonna ricochet back out. So yeah, the boss fight ones kind of suck, but again, they need to kind of keep you entertained before you drop into a world. So yeah, real quick while I guess I'm here, because I won't really be able to explain it too much when we're in the world, but yeah, Tron Legacy. I broke one of his things. So yeah, Tron Legacy, I saw it once, and I never saw it again. I was actually really excited for it, because I like the original Tron. It's got a really cool premise, and I remember before Tron Legacy was coming out, I went and watched the original Tron, which, as I mentioned way back in the Kingdom Hearts 2 playthrough, it's a very hard movie to watch, because it is sort of dated with the CGI, and I guess it's not really CGI, it's more practical. The practical effects are a little bit dodgy, and I actually beat that a little faster than I thought. But I watched that, and I thought it was a really cool concept. It was like this whole like hierarchy of like systems inside of a computer, and anything with like computer type stuff is you know, cool in my book, because I always like that kind of stuff. So I thought Tron Legacy would be a really cool thing. You know, a sequel years later. They got Jeff Bridges back, and his son was like the main character, and I thought, oh, this is gonna be great, because I mean, look at how's a B rating. Go figure. I thought the plot was gonna be really cool, but I'll explain more in a bit.
Huh? What? This outfit? Hey, I know where I am. Huh? Whoa! What is that?
Okay, so as you can see, we're in a familiar world, the grid, but unlike in Kingdom Hearts 2, we're now colorized because in Tron Legacy, everybody looked more like people than they did as weird, I guess, rotoscope type faces on bodies. It's very weird. Tron is a very weird movie, and Tron Legacy is like all slick and cool because now we have computers and CGI that can make this all look really nice. So yeah, we're in the grid, but we're not exactly in the same exact world that we were in with Donald and Goofy. And will the frog stop jumping? Jesus H Christ, you're jumping more than Donald when he gets clapped onto something. Yeah, so this is a much more open world, like the previous worlds we've seen in this game. Also, I love, I should go after the flying machine. See, this is what I hate. This better not be in Kingdom Hearts 3. These invisible friggin' walls better be gone in Kingdom Hearts 3. No more directing me where I need to go. Don't tell me where I need to go, game. Just let me explore, let me get lost. I really do think that is, unfortunately, a side effect of the first Kingdom Hearts where everybody was, like, bitching and getting confused over, like, where to go and when you needed to go there. And ever since then, it's always been like this, oh, I can't go this way. I mean, it's not as bad. Like, I think Kingdom Hearts 2 was where it got the worst with the hand-holding stuff, where it was like, oh, I can't go this way. Or, oh, if I'm talking to people, I hope if, like, we talk to Donald and Goofy in the next game, like, we'll be able to, like, talk to them, like, get, like, their thoughts on something. Not, like, a red text that says, oh, you should probably go this way, because, you know, that's where the plot will advance. So, yeah. The Tron Legacy, talking about that while I run around here, because I actually don't know where I'm supposed to go. I know I'm supposed to follow the stupid Solar Sailor, but I have no idea where that went, and I think I just have to walk around here. Yeah, this world has a lot of little conveyor belts and chests. Also, I know thanks to the previous episode, I had a ton of time left on Riku's playthrough over there, so I was there for like another half hour just leveling up as Riku, so I don't really have to run through these worlds as fast as I wanted to, which is probably a good thing, because I don't really want to spend all day long with this. Also, I unlocked Super Glide, so I'm now able to glide all over the world, so that should definitely cut down on travel time. Let's fight the magical unicorn over here. I love the enemy types here. It's hysterical how cool they look. But yeah, Tron Legacy. So Tron Legacy starts off really cool, actually. Like, it's years later, and I think Jeff Bridges has a kid, and he's like now the head of Encom, like the company that he worked for in the first one. And they ended up, I think everybody's like moved on. Like, I think the guy, I forget what his name was, but the guy who played Sark, I forget the guy, the mean like corporate guy who was in the first movie, then later played Sark. His son is in the beginning of the movie, played by Cillian Murphy from like I think what is he from? He's from 28 Days Later. And he's from Batman. He's the guy that played Scarecrow in the Batman, Christopher Nolan's Batman movies. And he's in there like the first 2 minutes, and he's trying to like get the company out from Flynn's son. I think it's Kevin. I think we'll find out real soon. We're gonna find out soon what his name is. I just can't remember off the top of my head. Let's see, is that a cutscene? Nope. I'm just running around. I don't exactly know where I need to go here. Yeah, so he's in this opening scene, and you think, okay, he's gonna be the bad guy. He's gonna be like this big antagonist that we're gonna be dealing with. And then, of course, you're probably thinking, well, there's so many things that you can do with a Tron movie because it's the future, and I just fell into a cutscene.
Whoa! Oh, man!
Identify. State your handle, program.
I, don't have any handles, but the name's Sora.
Verifying handle, Sora. Handle not found. Stray program recognized.
Hey! What?
Isolating.
Whoa there! That is so unfriendly.
Okay, so now you'll notice that we have way more like realistic proportions, and those little soldiers are like the bad guys now. They're looking for us. I guess we have to. Yeah, we can fight them off too. So it's not just the Dream Eaters. I think they still give experience. I mean, they should. I mean, the people I'm fighting, which seems like a smart thing. I should be getting experience from. Oh boy, I'm falling off. I'm falling off. Oh, real quick. Oh, I missed it. I was trying to do the little mini game that we get here in the grid, which I hate here in the PS4 version because we had to get rid of all the touch controls, so now it's all different. I think if you get him just a little lower, I don't want to kill him. T-Rex, don't kill him. Don't kill him, T-Rex. What did I say? Oh, what did I just say? I just said do not kill him. Actually, I might be able to show you guys over here. If I come over here to the... Yeah, so if I go over here to the Solar Sailor and you do the little mini game, you get this little, like, code thing, and I think what you're supposed to do is choose words to hack the... See, they made it all based on the symbols now, so you have to match the symbols together. And on the DS, you just tapped the words together. So you can bring this thing down, and now you can examine it, and okay, we can go. I don't think this takes us anywhere cutscene-wise. I think this just brings me up to another section of the level. I may be wrong, but I may be right. Great Billy Joel song, by the way. And we're landing somewhere on the top. I don't know, but there, that's it. It just brings us to a higher level, and there should be enemies here, and there is a chest. I love a good chest. And open it up. Oh yeah. We saying circle raid. That's sort of like strike raid, but in a circle. Great description, Chris. You're doing a great job describing. I don't think I can go down here. Can I go down over here? Yep. Okay. I'm gonna try to follow the path backward. Let's go forward. Let's go further into the levels because this is where it was. So I'm assuming we have to make our way this way. Grid's kind of confusing. That's why I'm kind of glad I have the extra time with Sora here to make it a wee bit easier on myself because I know it's gonna be a little tricky. Yes, I'm not gonna use the mini game all that much. But anyway, what I was saying with how Tron Legacy kind of disappointed me. So you're thinking that like Murphy is gonna be like the kid's gonna be the bad guy because I mean son versus son. It's kind of it seems like an obvious thing that you would do for that type of a movie, but no, it turns out that's not even close to what the plot of the movie is. It turns out that I think Kevin or whoever, I forget his name. Again, we'll find out in a second. The kid ends up going to Flynn's arcade shop from the movie, and then he gets de-rezzed into the grid, and then he finds out that his father's running things, but it's not really his father. It's his father's like avatar thing called Clue, and it's like an interface program that just happens to look like Jeff Bridges from the 80s. So it's like young Jeff Bridges, which is, I will admit, is very cool. The CGI that they de-aged him with was very nice. But like, so he's in charge, and he's kind of like gone insane where he thinks like everything in the grid needs to run like a certain way, and it's got to be all like, you know, Nazi-ish, where everything has to be like, oh, you know, by the book, and you can't have any of these new fancy programs and stuff. And so he wants to like eradicate all the crazy new stuff that Jeff Bridges was making. And then it turns out that Jeff Bridges is like hiding in like, I have no idea, out in the wilderness of the hinterlands of the grid, which, if that even makes sense. And the whole point of the movie is to try and get the disc from Jeff Bridges so that they can go, so that Clue can invade the real world, which also sounds like a really cool idea. But like it never gets to that point, and it gets kind of like really stupid. And another cutscene.
Huh.
Tron. He's alive.
Look at that boy's weapon. It's different.
But it's something you programmed, right, Dad?
Huh? No, Sam. No, I've never seen it.
What was that about?
Hey,
Huh?
that weapon. Can I see it?
Oh.
This is just incredible. What a program. The weapon and the wielder.
Program? Not me. This is called a Keyblade, and I'm Sora.
I'm Sam.
So this is like Tron's world, right?
You know Tron.
Yeah, I've met him and stuff.
Listen, that program you just fought was Tron.
What? That was Tron?
Tron used to be a good friend. Together, we created this place, the Grid. It was something, man. But then Clue staged a coup. I was exiled, and Tron wound up getting de-rezzed. Or so I thought. Clue made him into a new program called Rinsler. That's the thing about programs. Mess with the code just a little, and their whole nature and memory can change.
But that's horrible. Most of this is over my head. But both Tron and this world do seem pretty different. Still, if that's really the Tron I know, we should change him back.
Bingo. And now you're up to speed. If we're lucky, Clue kept a backup of Tron's source code. He's a program, after all. He'd be methodical like that.
So, if we get Tron's source code back from Clue, we can put him back to normal, right?
That's the idea.
Great! Thanks, mister.
Where are you going?
I'm going after Clue.
Do you even know where he is?
Nope, no idea.
What a strange user. You're nothing like Flynn or Sam. Come on, Sora. I'll show you the way.
Huh?
Cora, we have to keep moving.
Yeah. What are you gonna do if Rinsler attacks again?
If we're in a hurry, we have to take care of Rinsler first.
The two of us can handle him.
All right. Do what you can. Maybe you and Sora can help Tron.
Dad, no.
Relax, Sam. I have a feeling Sora is someone we can trust. Now you and me need to press on.
Okay. Cora, be careful.
You too. All right. It's you and me. You ready, Sora?
Yeah, let's do this, Cora.
Clue should be at the helm of his battleship, the Rectifier. We can get there with a solar sailor from the underground docks.
What's this? A keyblade.
Okay, so that cutscene was long and explained quite a lot. Also, we got counter-rushed, but also explained a lot of what I don't like about Tron Legacy as a movie. So, yeah, what Jeff Bridges explained, also, by the way, I called his son Kevin. Jeff Bridges is Kevin. I just don't refer to Jeff Bridges by his character names. If I see Jeff Bridges in a movie, he's just Jeff Bridges. So, like, any movie he's in, he's just Jeff Bridges. Except for The Big Lebowski, where he is the dude. But again, that's not really a name. He's just the dude. But, yeah, so like he explained, the guy that we just saw for a second there, that was Tron. That's Tron. Bruce Boxleiter's character from the first movie, the guy we were partnered with in Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, he's now a bad guy. He's Rinsler, which... I will say this, the game is not letting us at least go the whole game without now knowing who he is, because the movie did that. The movie made us go about like halfway through before it explained that when Clue takes over, he basically screws with Tron's code and turns him into Rinsler, and I don't know why he has to give him a different name, but I mean, he still has the friggin' T on his chest, so it's like he couldn't make it a damn R. And so he basically turns him into the bad guy that they have to deal with for most of the movie. But the problem is that we don't even really see Tron. It's the funniest thing. It's called a movie called Tron Legacy, and guess what? Tron isn't in the spoilers for an 8-year-old movie. Tron isn't even in the damn movie. I think if I can barely remember it, and I'm stunned here. If I can remember what happens, the kid goes to like fight him on like this platform deck, and then I think they go to fight Clue or something, and then he ends up risking his life, or he sacrifices himself. Regardless, Tron comes back, like, at the end. Like, he comes back, like, to his senses, even though he's still Grinzlar, and he tries to help the good guys. And then he just falls off into the ocean. And near the end, you see, like, the color scheme of his outfit turn from orange to blue, which is, like, symbolic because the orange is the bad guy and the blue are the good guys. And that's it. He doesn't, like, pop up later. It's not Bruce Boxleitner. We never even see Bruce Boxleitner as Tron. Bruce Boxleitner is in the movie playing the human guy from the real world that's friends with Jeff Bridges, but we don't see Tron, and it's like, it's the stupidest thing ever. And I guess you could say, like, they were probably banking on like a sequel, like they wanted to probably make another movie, which they probably did. They never got a chance to, because Tron Legacy kind of bombed, at least a little bit. And then of course, it's all part of like the Disney weird mid-90s thing, or not the early 2000s, like to where they got to like 2010, where they didn't have anything cool like under their library, so they kept trying to do all these weird movies. Like Nick Cage had like the National Treasure stuff and the Sorcerer's Apprentice, and there was a Prince of Persia movie, the Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff. And they tried all these things, and Tron was like their big, oh, well, we'll have a big action movie. And then once they got the Marvel movies, they just sort of gave up, and like, they don't care anymore about like their own property. So like, there was a Tron TV show, and then there was supposed to be like a third Tron movie, and the TV show I heard was pretty good. They spent a lot of money on like good voice actors. They got Elijah Woods and freaking Mandy Moore to like voice characters on this TV show. Side note here, I'm very upset. If anyone can tell me whether Mandy Moore is voicing Rapunzel in Kingdom Hearts 3, please let me know, because at this point, I don't think she is, and I'm getting very pissed off that she seems to have time to do all these other little stupid projects, but she can't come back to voice herself, considering she was already in the series in Kingdom Hearts 1 as Aerith. But side tangent over. But yeah, that's kind of the whole deal with Tron. So I guess they were planning on making another one, and I guess if they had gotten there, we would have maybe seen Tron, like, I guess, in the, I don't know, come back and like fight. I don't know. They never really committed, you know, to the idea. And I think this is just a cutscene of us boarding the sailor. This is gonna be a bit of a long episode. I think Riku's episode here is shorter. Sora tends to have the longer episodes because he tends to have more of like conversations with the Disney characters. Riku's kind of just like, point me to the bad guy and, you know, send me where I need to go, which I like. Don't get me wrong, I like that too. But again, you gotta remember these worlds, and if you're looking at this and you're thinking, this doesn't really feel like, this feels a bit more like Kingdom Hearts 2 and 1, where we're seeing characters and whatnot, and like we're getting like story structure and things like that. But it's not like you're still probably feeling like it's not totally the same thing, and that's because you gotta remember these were on handhelds, and you gotta, when you're designing handheld games, you kind of have to think in mind of like, oh well, you know, you can't have a 6-hour cutscene. Unless you're Metal Gear Solid and you've ported yourself to the Vita, and you still have the 6-hour cutscenes, which is always funny. But, you know, they kind of, I guess, wanted to make it smaller and shorter so that you didn't have to sit there for 20 minutes listening to a cutscene drone on and on. I guess that's what they wanted. Also, I'm just going to kind of skip all this. There's a lot of enemies here, and I think we just have to get to the end of the sail, or the front of this. I forget whether we're supposed to go to the end of the Solar Sailor or the front. Also, this is the Solar Sailor, by the way, the thing we were traveling on in Kingdom Hearts 2. You notice how it's a very different design. Everything's more like flashy and hip. That's what a lot of people also didn't like about Tron Legacy, is that they took all like the cool stuff from like the original Tron movie, and they kind of like, everything was like streamlined down into like, oh, everything looks fake now, and the T-Rex is trying to go to the load screen and he can't do it, and he's falling down. I think that still counts as a Link, even though he didn't do anything. I'm gonna try to fight these guys off. Riku is currently level 30 now, so I have to check and see what level Sora is at, because I want to try to keep them on the same page with levels. For now, anyway. There's something I know I'll need to do later in the game that will require me to level one of them up more than the other. But for now, I would like to keep them on the same pace, at the same level, just to make it a little bit easier on myself. And I'm going to try to get over it. That should do it. And I think we'll get a cutscene. I think. Well, actually, we might just be docking. I think this is it. We just have to dock, and then we go up the steps, and then that's it. We fight the final boss, and that's the end of it. Again, kind of short in hindsight. You get these little things. There's some more guys here. But again, I'm not worried about like going off the beaten path and fighting a couple extra guys here and there, because as I saw in the last video when I was leveling up as Riku, holy crap, I had tons of time left, like loads of time. I did not need to rush through that as fast as I did. I'm just trying to rush through it a little bit quicker, because we are kind of getting down to the wire here with the release date of Kingdom Hearts 3, and I kind of want to finish this all before we get there. If in the off chance I don't, which, you know, is very likely in case things go wrong, I will probably just keep uploading. The goal here now is to just finish recording everything way before the 29th, because once the 29th hits, goodbye, everybody. You won't be seeing me for a while. I'm imagining... Oh, level 27. Okay, that's not terrible. That's not terrible. If I spend a little bit of time after this, maybe doing some leveling up, maybe we can stick... Yeah, because right now I want to try to keep it... I mean, we're not on proud mode, so this should be a lot easier, I think, in hindsight, than we did on the last couple playthroughs. Critical mode, obviously, you know, brutal critical mode. All right, let's head over here. All right, let's keep going. There should be... I'm trying to... I can't really remember all the levels. In Dream Drifter Distance, I only remember the Hunchback world, like, a lot with the map, and I remember a world near the end of the game really good. Everything else, I'm kind of just sort of guessing, like, where to go and what to do. Also, I need to keep linking with these two spirits because they have some pretty good moves at the end. I know I'm not going to go too crazy in explaining to you guys what I've put on for Sora, because it doesn't really pay. We're not exactly having a struggle point here. Just keep leveling up the Dream Eaters and you'll be fine. I'll show all that stuff off near the end of the playthrough. And I think we're going up the steps. Also, you're probably going to notice, excuse me, that we haven't really hit a whole lot of loading screens. Like, these areas are humongous, and this is pretty good even for the DS, you have to admit. But I'm assuming this is going to be very similar to what we'll see in Kingdom Hearts 3, where, like, there's going to be giant open worlds, and oh boy, I love that. That section. What's it called? I forgot what it's called. Decussitation. The section? I feel like the section should be a word. Is that a real word? I don't know. Anyway, so we gotta fight these little eagle guys off, and I don't think they're giving me too much experience. How much experience do I have? Leveling up is a lot faster. Actually, what I'm currently doing with Riku right now, I didn't mention it because I haven't played back as him yet. I've got him with a Dream Eater that's gonna give us like double experience points, so that should make things go a lot smoother. Let's head through this door. See any cutscenes? I do like when the game just sort of lets me, you know, go at it. You know, we just push through and we just go from level to level. And we don't actually have to really worry about having a cutscene every 2 seconds. I felt like Birth by Sleep was like that because the levels were kind of small. And it was like, oh, 2 rooms over and a cutscene, and 3 rooms over and a cutscene, and 4 rooms over and a cutscene. And so I like this a lot better where it's just sort of, okay, here's one long-ass cutscene, but here's 70 rooms where you can just sort of like go at it and, you know, easily explore. Which is good, and these are pretty open worlds. Again, like I've been saying, it's very barren and bare bones. This one's not so bad. They did a pretty good job of filling in the gaps here. Also, the world of Tron is probably a good world to pick for like isolation factors because like it's not exactly brimming with side characters and different people and whatnot. So I feel like you can get away with it here. But other worlds, I do really feel like it's an issue. And again, go figure. We're only, like I said in the last video, we're only a few days away from Kingdom Hearts 3, and we really haven't seen all that much. Like, from, like, gameplay perspective. It's been mostly trailers and a couple of, like, little fights here and there, but nothing, like, really cool. So I don't know if we're going to have, like, NPCs all over the place or whatnot. And, I mean, there's been some rumors about that, but I think they said, like, there's going to actually be, like, you know, people and things that we'll be able to talk to, which is insane. I think this is the way up. Take the elevator? Yep, I do remember a little bit. I know there's that solar sail in the corner, but it doesn't do anything. And cutscene.
You sure we'll find Tron's source code here?
It's not here. Maybe Clue has it with him. Sora, let's look elsewhere.
All right. Huh? Oh. Wait, Cora. Let me talk to Rinsler. A little heart-to-heart might jog his memory.
He's a program, Sora. Programs don't have hearts.
That's not true. The Tron I remember, he had something. Hey, you used to be called Tron, right? Clue did something to you to mess with your memory. You're a little confused, but that's okay. Come on. Remember, Tron.
I don't think Rinsler is quite the friend you remember.
He just needs time. That's all. Cora! Tron! Don't! Tron. Why?
That's what we do. Put the most precious memories in the back of our minds where they're safe. Or in your case, the most precious hearts?
Not you again!
The memory and heart are tightly linked.
Samnus!
Rub a few memories together, and you get a spark of emotion, a feeling. But in a digital world, memory does not work like that. Nothing is ever felt. You can hold 1,000, 1,000,000 times the information, but there is still no heart with which to parse it. Once, my master Ansem found an old system and made a copy of its master control program, and used it to serve his own ends. This is the original data of that system. Here, data can be copied. Memory can be changed and easily manipulated. Tron is a digital entity, so why would he be any different? He obeys the rules of this world. Sora, what about you?
Me?
Your heart, memories, your data, and your dreams. The bits and bytes that have made up your life so far. Can you say for sure they are not just copies of someone else's?
Yes! My memories and feelings belong to me!
You had better check. Make certain the box's contents match what's on the label. Since you have been chosen.
Chosen for what?
You think this is the realm of dreams, but there you are mistaken. Data does not dream, cannot dream. This world is real. You haven't the slightest idea where you are, that you have already wandered off the path.
What do you mean? What in the world?
Combatant 13 versus Rinsler.
Greetings, Sora. I've been waiting.
Who are you?
I am Clue.
So it was you. You're the guy who turned Tron into Rinsler.
Correct. I had to repurpose his code.
Well, unrepurpose it.
Yes. Under the right parameters, I might.
Huh?
You have a little item called a Keyblade. It can open any lock, isn't that right? Hand it over, and I'll change Rinsler back into Tron.
The Keyblade? I can't. This is what lights the darkness. A chance to make everyone happy.
Ha! Flawed reasoning. I'll have to take it by force.
Tron, why can't I get through to you?
Fight, Sora!
Cora, you're okay! I can't believe it!
Yes, I think Tron heard you. Long enough for me to escape. You can do it. You can get through to him. Sora, you have to fight him.
But, Cora, how can I...
You have that key. It will bring him to his senses.
I'll try. Let's go.
Okay, so that was a really interesting cutscene, and now we're in a boss fight. So yeah, the mysterious white-haired guy showed up. Xemnas showed up again, and he seems to be cryptically hinting at things that in hindsight seem very ironically obvious, but in backwards version I can't really tell you more about it because it is spoilers. Although I do like the line that he tells Sora, or I couldn't tell because my sound is muted. It might have been Xemnas saying it, but when he goes, your heart, your memory, your data, and your dreams. It's indirectly referring to all the games so far that we've been through, because we've already dealt with his heart in the first game, we dealt with his memories in the second, data was technically in recoded that we didn't see, and the game's now putting me upside down on the ceiling. And so I like that. There's another line that I think the white-haired guy says later in the game that's really good, where he makes like a joke about how many times we've gone to Traverse Town and how aren't we sick of all the repetition and stuff. So I really like that bit because that's like really calling it on the nose. This fight is annoyingly difficult. I'm so glad I put the cure spell into my gauge because I kind of needed that. And I think he's gonna hit me. Nice, I got shell. Thank you, whoever did that. T-Rexer. Let's do the flame thing. This probably won't do too much. Also, that move with the D, my girlfriend looked out for me in one of the cutscenes. It does mean to make an act of cutting. So I understand nothing. She is the brains. Obviously, she knows what words means. I don't. And let's see if I can hit him with this. I actually can use the flow motion stuff a little bit here on this side. So yeah, I won't talk too much about what happened in that cutscene, but I will say pay attention, pay very close attention to what they're talking about and what they're saying, because they're kind of dropping... They're kind of like me... Actually, ironically, they're me again with my girlfriend, where I'm telling her spoilers about this game, but I don't want to indirectly tell her what's going on, so I give her like half sentences. So I'm doing what they're doing, basically, which isn't very nice. Alright, let's see if we can fight him. I hate going upside down, because it's like I can't see anything. It's like Mario Galaxy, this is not. Let's see if we can do that decapitation here. Let's see if I can get some good hits on him. Yeah, that's right. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, we killed him. Nice. Maximum HP, new drop bonuses. So again, this again was like the inverse. So like we didn't do like a certain part of the movie that Riku's going to get to see. So we'll see it in his section, not in Sora's section. So again, it's like a little bite-sized version of the movie. It's like, again, watching a trailer for a movie, not exactly experiencing the whole thing.
Oh, Tron!
I'll deal with you later. I have to retrieve Rinzler.
He reached for my hand. Tron is still in there.
You and that key have a special power.
So do you. Power to make me see it.
So, does that mean we're friends?
Of course. What if my memories aren't my own? No, I gotta be like Tron. Maybe we're walking the wrong path, but our hearts will lead us back to the truth.
Alright, so we got dual disc, which is a cool looking keyblade. I'll see if that one does anything better. That should throw us back to the world map. Yep, okay, good. So we're done with this. On the next episode, we will be tackling the grid from Riku's perspective. I'm gonna dump back in here, and oh yeah, there's the flick rush thing. We'll talk more about that later. So yeah, on the next episode, real quick, I just want to go to the main menu. I want to check out what that keyblade does. It may do better. Yeah, it does. I'll put that on. I'll switch it for Riku too, I guess, when we get to him in that section. I'll do the leveling up and stuff in between stuff. Don't want to bore you guys with that. So on the next episode, we're going to do Riku. Time in the grid. And then there's one more world. We got to go to Prankster's Paradise, which we'll talk more about at the end of Riku's episode. And then I think after that, we're going to go back to Traverse Town. I forgot that there's actually a return visit to Traverse Town, so a little bit of a cutscene there. I don't know if that'll probably just be one episode, a bit of a quick episode. These episodes are going on a little bit long, so I'm going to try to speed through them a little faster going through. Thankfully, the grid takes forever, I think, from Sora's perspective because of the cutscene length. Riku's thing isn't as bad, and then Prankster's Paradise is pretty short on both of their accounts, so it should get slower as we go because we are going to get less and less. There's only like one more world with actual plot in it after the grid, so it kind of sucks, but it is a shorter game. So I will see you guys on the next episode when we tackle the grid with Riku. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you then.